Hi, I'm Cameron Meredith with ADU West Coast. Today in this video, I'm going to go over um, pretty much the question of, can you build an ADU on your property, or can I build an ADU on my property? We'll cover some of the things of what to look for, some of the local LA requirements here in LA, the process of building an ADU, and then I'm going to show everybody a actual property that's on the market currently, that's a pretty good setup for it, and I'll walk through why that is. First, before I go through anything, I can't stress enough, always check with your local city. If you don't know how to do that, you just literally call your city planner and ask them that hey, I want to build an ADU on my property. Can I do X, Y, Z? They'll either tell you yes or no, or they'll give you the guidelines in your city. In that case, work with a local contractor that knows those guidelines, because they are changing and they could change in the future. So just FY, again, please always consult with your local city before building an ADU or acquiring any property. That would be the first step, okay? But again, I'll go through some of the basics here. First thing of what you need to do is look at your zoning. So I'm just going to talk about, R1, which is on the left here, and then there's multifamily, which is R2, R3, or R4, okay? Um, a lot of these, I'll just start off with R1 first. So with an R1 property, which most people have, whether it's their current home they live in or a home that they, rental home that they might own, you're allowed to build an ADU plus a junior ADU. Okay, so if you have one property on your lot, you're allowed to build an ADU and a junior ADU. And the definitions of that, I won't get into too much detail. A junior ADU has to be within an existing structure of the house, and it has to be less than 500 square feet. Okay. If you have questions, you can type down in the comments. An ADU can be up to 1,200 square feet according to the California state law, but it has to be 50% of the existing square footage of the main house. Okay. Again, it varies by city, so check with your city again regarding that, as far as the maximum square footage and all that. But that is what the state law says. Okay. You can convert existing garage space, whether it's attached or detached. This is the most common way and the most cost-effective way that people build ADUs on R1 property. You can also build from the ground up. You need to meet your setback requirements, which is 4 feet from the side and rear and 10 feet from the main. Again, check with your local city. They might be more lenient on this. I know Long Beach, for example, here is a little bit more lenient on the setback from the main property. So again, check with your local city regarding that as well. And then people, if your city allows it, some people have the ability to go above the garage, which is common if you want to keep your parking, okay? The other portion of this is, do you own a multifamily type or zoned property? With this, again, these are just the basics. You can convert 25% of the existing unit count. So it could be a garage, a storage, a carport, etc. Again, check with your city. There is cities that are more lenient than what this state law says. They will allow you, for example, to take away possibly more garage space than what says in the state law. So again, check with your city. You can build with multifamily 2 freestanding units as long as the setbacks are met, okay? That's huge. If you have a multifamily lot and you have enough empty space where you can build 2 freestanding units, you can, have those 2 freestanding units, which, doesn't impede any parking or anything like that. So that is huge as well. Some things to look for. Let's focus on this left side first. We're going to look for sewer. Where do we have to tie into that sewer? Most of the time we tie into the main existing line, or excuse me, the existing line. Things to look for, let's look at this depiction right here. If this detached garage is sloped down, that sewer cost is going to go up because we have to get a pump to pump that sewer up that driveway out to the main street. Okay, so that's one thing to look for is sewer. Second thing is power. Is the power coming in from above or below? Coming in from above is a little bit better. Okay. The third thing is foundation type. Is the main house, is it a raised foundation or is it a slab? A little bit easier to connect to utilities or plumbing, excuse me, doing the raised foundation. So that's something we look at. Surrounding area, is there a lot of trees? Is there a lot of concrete? Those are things that will bring that cost up or make it a little bit more difficult to tie into everything. And then the fifth thing is if you're converting a garage, what type of condition is that garage in? Okay, is there fire damage? Is there termite damage? Is a slab cracked? Does it have a major crack in it? These are all things that we look at. Here is a nice depiction of some of the LA laws. So I'll just go through one by one. Again, it might be repetitive, but one ADU and one junior ADU may be built on any lot with an existing or planned single-family home. The single-family parking space requirement for the ADU is waived if the property is located within a half-mile of public transit. Okay. 2 parking spaces for the existing residence shall be maintained unless a garage or carport is demolished or converted to create an ADU. So if you have a garage space that you demolish or convert, you don't have to replace that parking. It's totally fine. There is no parking requirement. 3, let's go up here. Total area for a detached ADU may not exceed 1,200 square feet. That is the largest you could build. Again, some cities have the 50% rule, which is you can only build 50% of the main square footage of the main house. 4 is the total area for an attached ADU to a residence is capped at 50% of the size of the home. So that's, again, what I just talked about. 5, 2-story ADUs often require greater rear yard setbacks to avoid overhead power lines. That's something to look at if you're going above a garage, or again here, going 2-story. That is something to look at for the easements or power lines, okay? Where's 6 at? 6 down here, utilities for the ADU may connect to the primary residence. If you choose, separate servers can be added. A lot of times we add separate utilities for our units because a lot of our customers rent them out. 7, ground up ADUs are required to have 4 feet side and rear setbacks, which is what I covered. 8, existing garages that are converted to or replaced by an ADU are not required to meet setback requirements. So, for example, if you had a garage that was built on a 0 lot line, which is basically on your neighbor's lot line, and you convert that garage into an ADU, you don't have to, demolish that and move it to the setback. You can keep that structure exactly the way it is, which is huge. And then 9, for multifamily zone properties, 2 detached ADUs can be added, which is what I talked about if you have enough space. And then 25% of the existing structure can be converted into ADUs, okay? At 10 right here, this is the last one. In the city of Los Angeles, ground up ADUs must either be 10 feet away from attached structures or existing structures. I think I talked about that. Some cities are actually a little bit more lenient than others. So let's say you locate a property, or you know that your property looks good. You say, hey, this is great. What are the steps? The first step is getting going on a design. So you need to get a design going to present to the city. You need to present them your design, engineering, your construction documents. You submit that. You pay for your permit. Once you submit your plans, you get the permit, pay for your fees, which ranges about $2,000 to $5,000 depending on the project and what city you're in. Once you get that, you begin construction. And then after that, you get your certificate of occupancy, and you're ready to either rent or have a family member, whatever you choose to do with that ADU. You have free reign once that's done. So those are the steps there. Again, a lot of reasons why people like to use us is we are design build. So we do the project from A to Z all the way through, and we don't outsource any of that work. But I'll go through, let me just go through a current home that's on the market right now. This is in Fullerton, okay? And I'm just going to walk through why this is a good setup. So first off, I want to note that it's a pretty decent sized house, okay? It has 2 garage spaces. Here's the main garage space that's connected to this house here. It's not connected, it's actually attached. And then it also has a bigger, let's read here, bigger 900 square feet garage over here, which has a slab and it's a steel structure. So our thinking, and I haven't been out here yet, but you know, just from looking at it, it is a good setup. And here's why, if you look at the drone shot. So number one, you have this main house, which already has a garage, so you're not taking away any parking. And if you see here, it has its own separate driveway and its own separate space. So it's almost like a totally detached structure that would act like a duplex almost, but it's not considered duplex because it'd still be R1. You're just building an ADU. Another reason why, look at the close distance to the main. So when you're pulling your utilities, we like that, how close it is. This shell, we can probably, you know, again, we'd have to go check it out, but I like that the slab's already there. It looks like there's, you know, good power source there. So from a standpoint of layout, I like the way that this lays out. Utilities look like it's easy to connect. The structure itself looks good. It's a bigger structure, and you can probably fit, you know, comfortable, really nice 2-bedroom, 2-bath in there. So yeah, that's just a couple things to note here. What we'll do is I'll put the link down for this property in itself. But if you have any questions, if you want to check out this property, feel free to click the link. I'll obviously put up some more videos here in the next couple weeks. And hopefully you guys find this informative. And if you feel like there's anything you guys want to know about ADUs, feel free to comment below. I'd love to you know, help put out as much information as possible to help you guys. So thanks for watching, and feel free to subscribe and follow us on our social medias. And thanks for watching.